The internet is currently in complete disarray over what may be the most stunning occurrence in hip-hop and love history, and the drama is undoubtedly reaching a fever pitch. The stories that are emerging regarding Yandy Smith and Mendeecees Harris are absolutely catastrophic. Therefore, you must immediately cease all of your activities. From long prison terms to fierce family disputes, and all in between, we have witnessed this power couple withstand storms that would have shattered anybody else. However, rumor has it that the flame has officially gone out. Imagine the fandom's collective gasp as rumors start to surface that Yandy and Mendeecees are formally divorcing. But wait, it becomes even more intimate and profound than anyone could have predicted. There's more to the rumors than a straightforward argument or relocation to a different city. They revolve on a shocking discovery that has left supporters dumbfounded. There are rumors that the truth finally came out during an unvarnished encounter. It had been a full year since these two had an intimate relationship. Does that even make sense to you? Raising a family, living together, and presenting a unified front to the world. They have allegedly become complete strangers behind closed doors. It is stated that you could cut it with a knife because of how thick the tension is. Furthermore, the whisper implies that Yandy's demise was ultimately caused by Mendeecees' most recent attempt to reunite in a corn maze. Does this mean the Harris empire as we know it is over? Do the rumors that they have been sharing a bed but leading different lives come true? The evidence is growing. People are chatting on the streets, and blogs are burning. To find out if Yandy has finally hit her breaking point, we are delving further into these shocking reports. And if Mendeecees' perplexing yearning for friendship is merely a front for a marriage that has already collapsed, keep checking back, because the information that will be revealed about LHATL's favorite couple will completely alter your perception of them. This tea is quite hot. The specifics that are emerging are more dramatic than anything we have ever seen on film, and the rumors circulating about Yandy and Mendeecees have shocked the whole reality TV industry. Fans noticed a change in their social media energy, and that's how it all began. However, nothing could have prepared the public for the explosive allegations that are currently circulating. There are rumors that the disagreement stems from a deep-seated sense of neglect and betrayal, and that the tension behind closed doors has reached a boiling point. The pair has been putting on a brave front for the cameras while their private relationship was falling apart, according to a number of insiders and entertainment bloggers. The most startling aspect of these claims is the assertion that they have become roommates who hardly notice each other when the lights go out, rather than a passionate married couple. There are rumors that Yandy has been bearing the relationship's burden for much too long, and that her emotional weariness is finally becoming apparent. According to the allegations, every time they attempt to have a meaningful conversation, it devolves into a never-ending argument in which nobody feels heard. Mendeecees has reportedly been attempting to discover a means to close the gap, but sources characterize his strategies as perplexing and even deceptive. Stories about how Yandy was taken aback by his abrupt want to return to being friends, as if the years of marriage and shared history could just be erased, are circulating in the gossip mills. Fans are analyzing every frame of their most recent exchanges in search of hints after making a straightforward request. Furthermore, a lot of people think that Yandy's facial expressions convey a story of intense hurt and animosity. When rumors surfaced of a heated conversation that happened away from the cameras and in which Yandy allegedly told him that she felt abandoned and vulnerable in her own house, the situation escalated. These tales depict a picture of a woman who has given her everything, only to be confronted with a cold, aloof partner who cares more about his own mental space than the purity of their partnership. The hip-hop community's response to the news has been split, with some taking sides and others praying for a reconciliation that is becoming increasingly improbable. According to reports, the couple's friends are concerned that this is the start of a long-term breakup rather than simply another brief, difficult period. Every action they take is being examined under a metaphorical microscope because the conjecture has become so loud. People are wondering whether the relocation to the South was intended to be a new beginning, or if it was merely a last-ditch effort to avoid the issues that were already plaguing them from the North. It was impossible to ignore the quiet that had developed between them. According to the accounts, because the move to a new setting merely brought attention to the fissures in their foundation. According to the story, they were actually drifting farther apart into their own separate worlds, even though they were meant to be starting a new life together. Whispers grew louder yet, on how they were able to maintain a united public image and how they were able to keep this secret for so long. even if the closeness had supposedly ended more than a year ago. This particular information has caused a stir on the internet, since it implies a degree of discipline and possibly even dishonesty that fans find difficult to reconcile with a pair they believe to be familiar with. The emphasis has moved to Yandy's emotional state as the reports keep pouring into the timeline, with many complimenting her on her fortitude. Others are curious as to how much more she can handle before permanently leaving. Fans and relationship gurus alike are discussing their marriage and attempting to determine what went wrong. According to the most recent rumors, Yandy had a real epiphany when she realized that the man she was married to was no longer the man in front of her. And the altercation in the corn maze was not merely a scene for television. According to the sources, she was looking for a marriage, but after everything they had gone through together, his friendship felt like a smack in the face and a downgrade. The situation is allegedly extremely stressful, with both sides reportedly consulting their inner circles for guidance on what to do next. The sources suggest that the extended family is also experiencing the effects of this alleged rift, thus the drama is not limited to the two of them. According to sources, the strain has spilt over into family get-togethers, making things uncomfortable for all parties as they attempt to deal with the consequences of a marriage that seems to be on life support. The public is eagerly awaiting any official announcement. However, as of right now, the only information feeding the fire comes from hearsay and rumors. Many people can relate to the story of the neglected wife and the aloof husband, and the community is supporting Yandy as she works through this stated problem. In the meanwhile, these allegations portray Mendeecees in a less positive light, with detractors claiming that he was emotionally unavailable and neglected to help his wife when she most needed him. According to the article, he has been living in his own world, believing that he can just turn back time whenever things get tough without taking the necessary steps to address the underlying problems. Some people claim to know exactly what was said during their private times of dispute, which is astounding given the level of detail in these tales. According to reports, Yandy told him outright that his request was a day late and $1 short, and that he had forgotten how to be her friend long before he wanted to start new. The emotional stakes are quite high, and the stories suggest that their jobs and public personas may suffer long-term consequences as a result of this circumstance. Every day, fresh levels of drama are added to the story of Yandy and Mendeecees as the world watches. The biggest concern is still whether they can reconcile or whether the rumors that they are officially over are the ultimate reality that everyone must acknowledge. People are questioning how a marriage can endure such a lengthy period of mental and physical distance, and the rumors surrounding their absence of intimacy for more than a year have become the main topic of conversation. According to the sources, Yandy realized she deserved more than what she was getting after learning this information. According to the story, she was grieving the loss of her marriage while she was still married, and the sadness has finally been too much for her to handle. The questions only increase and the need for answers intensifies as the reports continue to spread. The community has a strong stake in how this alleged conflict turns out. Many people find it hard to accept the idea of Yandy and Mendeecees being a part of the culture because they have been such mainstays for so long. However, it is becoming increasingly difficult to imagine a happy ending in light of the reports that are coming out. Their claimed death serves as a warning about what occurs when a partner's needs are neglected for an extended period of time and communication breaks down. According to the sources, Yandy's current priorities are her children and her own recovery. The future of her marriage is at stake, though, because everyone wants to know if there is still hope or if their love has completely ended. The uncertainty surrounding the issue is what is causing this news to go viral. The bond between them. According to the reports, the public has just seen the top of the iceberg when it comes to the actual depth of their battle, and there are still more explosive secrets that have not yet been made public. The pressure on Yandy and Mendeecees to respond to these reports is apparently at an all-time high as the news cycle progresses. But they are both reportedly still preoccupied with negotiating the emotional maze of their present circumstances. The story is far from finished, and the next chapter is anticipated to be even more dramatic, as the truth behind these reports starts to come to light, so that everyone can see that the situation has allegedly gotten worse to the point of no return as more insiders come forward with claims about the enormous gap between the two stars. These most recent claims claim that both of them avoided making eye contact in the hallways of their shared mansion, causing the mood in their home to become cold. The team didn't even know where to look, according to people close to the project, because the cameras caught moments that were so unpleasant and raw, according to sources. Mendeecees has been spending an increasing amount of time away from home while pretending to be focused on business. However, there are rumors that he is merely attempting to avoid the oppressive quiet that greets him at home. According to the websites, Yandy has been turning to her clothes for solace. After lengthy days of filming, girlfriends frequently appear emotionally spent and exhausted. The story that is emerging is that, although being married, she feels like a single mother. According to accounts, this realization struck her hard during a recent family gathering where everyone in the room could see how far apart they were. Recent videos that show Yandy grinning but not seeming to reach her eyes have drawn attention from fans. It's also thought that she is grieving the loss of the love she believed to be unbreakable. The surprising allegation that their physical relationship ended more than a year ago is still highlighted in the papers, and the community is discussing how any man or woman could be legally wedded to another person while experiencing such solitude. According to some stories, Mendeecees attempted to use his mental health issues as a justification for his lack of devotion, but Yandy saw this as more of a convenient pretext than a sincere reason. According to the reports, Yandy warned him in a private conversation that a true partner would have battled to stay in touch during difficult times and that his mental condition was not a justification for ignoring her needs. The focus has shifted to the possible court battle that would ensue if they choose to formally file for divorce, as the rumors of their separation become more widespread. According to insiders, both parties are allegedly ensuring that their interests are safeguarded, and the assets and commercial endeavors they created together are currently a major source of conflict. According to the rumors, Yandy is making every effort to keep the turmoil away from their kids since she is especially worried about how it will affect them. The report stated that the tension reached a new high when Mendeecees allegedly brought up the idea of a trial separation, which Yandy allegedly saw as just another way for him to avoid taking responsibility for the state of their marriage, despite the fact that the public is already absorbing every detail. According to sources, she informed him that since they were already leading separate lives, a trial separation would merely be formalizing it. Fans are examining every music selection and caption on social media to look for a hidden message, which is fueling the drama. According to the sources, Yandy's latest posts on independence and self-love are being interpreted as a clear indication that she is getting ready to live without him. However, according to these news reports, Mendeecees has been tweeting cryptic phrases about friendship and growth in an attempt to control the narrative and give the impression that he is the one attempting to mature. Every friend and relative is reportedly under intensive examination and under pressure to choose a side in this civil war, according to the allegations. Mama D and other cast members have also voiced their opinions behind the scenes. Some have offered support, while others have fueled the flames with their own views on the marriage. According to the rumors, there is a great deal of animosity between the families as well, with the Harris and Smith camps allegedly fighting about who is ultimately responsible for the collapse. According to the sources, Mendeecees believes that Yandy has been watching him closely for years and that he is never able to accomplish anything correctly. The stories depict two people who are fundamentally at odds with Mendeecees' demands and expectations, even though Yandy feels like she has been the only one working to keep the family together, wishing for harmony and companionship. Reports that Yandy has already begun looking for a new place of her own, away from the memories of their shared home, support the rumors that they are officially finished. Even if Yandy desires passion and a partnership, this action is interpreted as the final indication that she has given up on trying to mend what she feels is irreversibly damaged. According to the accounts, she made the decision after realizing that she was losing herself while attempting to help a man who refused to be saved. The Cornmeck incident is still portrayed in the accounts as the point at which Yandy's curtain was lifted and she realized the reality of her circumstances. According to sources, she believed that the desire for friendship was a means for him to keep her close without having to be a spouse, and that the photo montage was more of a show for the audience than a sincere declaration of love. According to the sources, Yandy is eager to start a new chapter in her life where she is the center of attention, since she is sick of the games and manipulation. The need for some sort of clarification is growing as the Globe continues to respond to these claims. However, the couple's silence is just escalating the rumors. While some fans are already lamenting the end of the Harris era, others are holding out hope that this is simply a very lengthy and challenging hard patch. According to speculations, there will be even more explosive material in the upcoming edition of the show, which could definitively validate the rumors. According to the sources, a significant blow-up occurred during a cast trip when their lack of intimacy was finally revealed in front of everyone. According to sources, it was a chaotic scene where years of pent-up resentment suddenly erupted, with accusations flying and tears streaming from both sides. According to the article, Yandy's public breakdown was the last straw for her, and she informed Manas that she could no longer put her happiness at risk to preserve his reputation. The narrative depicts a lady discovering her voice and sticking to her principles, even if it meant leaving the person she believed to be her soulmate. There are still rumors circulating that a breakup would have enormous financial ramifications, and that solicitors are already working behind the scenes to determine how property should be divided. The drama never ends. The world is waiting to see how this reality TV tragedy will ultimately conclude as news of their official breakup continues to dominate the headlines. According to the report, Yandy has already burned a bridge in her head and there is no turning back. Mendeecees is requesting friendship. There are new reports coming out every hour, so the situation is still changing. However, the recurring theme is that the romance that we have all been following for years is apparently coming to a very depressing and widely known end. According to the allegations, which have now reached a fever pitch, the gap has officially grown into a canyon that cannot be crossed by any amount of reality TV magic. Sources close to the family claim that the issue has progressed from verbal disagreements to a state of complete emotional estrangement. According to reports, Yandy has begun the process of completely severing her brand with Mendeecees because she believes that his current energy is a hindrance to her development both personally and professionally. According to the source, Yandy told her closest advisors in a recent off-camera meeting that she can no longer be the supporting wife when she is receiving no assistance in return. The idea that Mendeecees' absence of intimacy for more than a year was actually a symptom of a far bigger secret that he has been harboring is going viral on gossip blogs. Although we are unable to verify these rumors, the reports suggest that Yandy discovered something that led her to understand that the friendship request was really a ploy to prevent her from learning more about his personal life. Reports that Yandy changed the locks, or at the very least set a very severe limit about when and how Mendeecees can approach her personal space, have shocked the community. According to insiders, the level of stress is so severe that even their kids are beginning to wonder why their parents are no longer in the same room. According to the allegations, there are invisible barriers dividing the home, and the only ways to communicate are through help or through the prism of a production schedule. By asserting that he merely wants to be friends, many are speculating that Mendeecees is attempting to play the victim card. Even though Yandy is portrayed in these publications as a strong lady who has finally had enough of the games, the drama intensified when rumors of a covert meeting between Yandy and a well-known divorce lawyer in Atlanta appeared. The sources stated that the consultation lasted for hours and addressed everything from child custody to the rights of their joint media companies.